Once upon a time, there was a man named Haria who lived in a small town with his wife and 2 children. Haria was a hardworking man who tried many kinds of businesses to support his family, but sadly, nothing ever worked out for him. The main reason was his clever neighbor Madav. Whatever business Haria started, Madav would copy him and somehow attract more customers. If Haria started selling vegetables, Madav would also sell vegetables, but at a cheaper price. If Haria opened a tea stall, Madav would open one right next to it and make his tea taste better. One day, Haria sat outside his small house looking sad. His wife Sita sat beside him. "What's wrong?" she asked softly. "What else?" Haria sighed. "Whatever business I start, Madav copies it and steals my customers. I don't know what to do anymore." Sita thought for a moment and said, "Why don't you try selling pumpkins? They're easy to grow, and no one else is selling them in the market." Encouraged by his wife's idea, Haria decided to try it. The next day, he bought a cart full of big fresh pumpkins and set up a stall in the market. "Come, come! Sweet pumpkins for sale. You won't find better ones anywhere," he shouted proudly. People gathered around his stall. His pumpkins were fresh and large, and customers loved them. It seemed like Haria's luck was finally changing. That evening, he went home with a big smile and a pocket full of money, but his happiness didn't last long. The next morning when Haria reached the market, he saw Madav sitting right next to him, also selling pumpkins. And not just any pumpkins, Madav was selling them cheaper. "Sweet pumpkins for only 20 rupees each," Madav shouted. Slowly, Haria's customers started going to Madav's stall. Haria's face fell as he watched his business collapse again. That night, Haria sat at home, angry and upset. "Why does he always have to copy me?" he shouted. Sita sat beside him calmly and said, "Don't worry. Why don't you try selling fish this time? Not everyone knows how to handle fish." "Maybe it will work," Haria nodded. "Fine, I'll try once more." The next day, Haria went to the river, bought fresh hilsa fish and set up a stall. "Fresh hilsa fish. Only 500 rupees per kilo," he shouted. People loved it and started buying. But just when things were looking good, Madav showed up again the very next day, selling the same fish for 450 rupees per kilo. "Fresh hilsa fish only 450 rupees," he shouted. Once again, Haria's customers left him and went to Madav. That night Haria was furious. "I've had enough. No matter what I do, Madav ruins it." Sita smiled quietly and said, "Don't worry. I have a plan, and this time he won't be able to copy you." Curious, Haria leaned forward. "What's the plan?" he asked. Sita whispered her idea into his ear. Haria's eyes widened. This could actually work. The next morning, Haria hired some workers and built a strong platform above his house. When it was ready, he brought several goats and started raising them there. A few days later, Madav's wife noticed Haria wasn't selling anything in the market. She went to Sita and asked, "Why isn't Haria coming to the market these days?" Sita smiled and said, "Oh, we've started a new business. Fish farming." "Fish farming?" Madav's wife asked, confused. "Yes," Sita said. "We built a platform above our house and started raising fish. They're growing fast. Soon, we'll sell them and make a lot of money." Madav's wife ran home and told her husband everything. "If Haria can do it, why can't I?" Madav said proudly. The very next day, Madav built an even bigger platform above his house and bought more fish than Haria. "I'll sell my fish first and earn more money," he laughed. But then came the monsoon rains. It rained heavily for days. The platform above Madav's house filled with water and became too heavy. One night, there was a loud crack and the platform collapsed. Water and fish fell through the roof, flooding Madav's house. The next morning, Haria saw Madav standing outside, his house ruined. Haria smiled and said, "Copying someone isn't as easy as it looks, right? Now you see the result of jealousy. This was all planned by my wife." He then explained how they had actually raised goats, not fish, and sold them for 90,000 rupees. From that day on, Madav learned a big lesson. Success comes from hard work and original ideas, not by copying others. And Haria? His business kept growing because he finally understood that success comes from thinking smart, working hard, and being creative. Moral of the story: don't copy others. True and lasting success comes from your own ideas, hard work, and smart thinking.